What is up, ADRL Nation? What's going on?
What's up, everybody?
The Big Head, Kenny Nowling.
Dr. Fears.
I know there's something you want to say right off the jump because today's a special day.
That's right. God bless America.
Nothing else.
Okay. Hazel Ray, Uncle Kenny's going to come in here, okay? I know you all already had.
I was going to say it. I was just being funny.
I know you were. Daddy was being funny. I'll let him take it. I won't step on your toes.
That's right. Happy birthday to my second oldest daughter, Hazel Fears, 10 years old.
Hazel Ray Fears.
Hazel Ray Fears.
Future, anything she wants to be, really, but possibly an
amazing.
Announcer. She could be Tucci's replacement someday. You know, when Tucci decides to go off to be the king of the nursing home. Hey, there's your drink you were looking for a while ago.
That's right.
That's right. So go Cards. Is that the World Championship koozie from 2011? Nice.
2011.
I mean, we've won so many World Series, more than
nothing
anybody
like
else
that
in the
one.
National League. So I would have to say, though, was 2011 the Texas Rangers?
That was the freeze moment.
Game 6. Yes, Game 6 was there in attendance. That was amazing. So before we jump right in, I got to tell you,
what are you going to tell me?
It's hotter than hell in St. Louis. I don't know where it's at, where you are. You guys might chime in what the weather is.
It's a little hot in here as well, dude.
It is a little bit warm. You know, I put in a maintenance request a little earlier this week.
Yep.
And I probably.
Did you see me?
I bet it.
Did you see me looking at it?
ADRL Nation, check it out.
Man.
I was
First of all,
looking at it as a matter of fact.
We're going to auction this off. The bidding starts at 10 cents. We'll auction this off for charity. We'll sign it so it'll only be worth 8 cents.
Disappointment. That's so.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue.
Let me try to stick it up just for the hell of it.
Only because here's the deal. I just got to say this. In the gray wall, look, when we're in front of anything, it's going to look good with us in front of it. Doesn't matter.
Right. How ironic.
Just the Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue will stick anything to anything. But I just want to give you a little consumer advice. Gorilla Tape.
Not so much.
It ain't Gorilla Glue, Jack.
It ain't.
As you just saw. I mean, that's
I'm actually
going to
scoot over to the little. Oh, I can't.
You know what?
You
let's
can.
come
If
on
you guys
in.
want to stick it to we'll stick to just camera.
Look at that.
Yeah.
See, this is what we call live television. And you see how my mic keeps going down like that? Because we switched everything around and it's all good. And you're burping on live TV. Nobody cares. I say television, live, whatever we're doing here, podcasting. So there you go. Look at that. I like being a little closer to you anyway.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, you can smell that ice blue aqua velva from over here. So Hazel Ray's birthday. I'll tell you whose birthday it isn't. Okay.
Yours.
And that's Daxton Don, my little prince. It's not his birthday, but I can't convince anybody on Facebook or social media of that.
I saw that.
They just okay. So on my queen Jessica, it was her.
Are we going into story time?
29th birthday. It's story time at the Big
Okay.
Head. Monologue time, as it is on the on the show board.
Monologue
First of all, let's talk about something important while we're not sitting on our earpiece.
Yeah.
We're always presented by Fatheads Eyewear. See these babies? FatheadsEyewear.com. You can have a pair just like them, or they've got everything. You can get sunglasses. They've got them for fatheads. Obviously, that's their shtick. Rico Elmore, the CEO and founder, our good friend. But they also have slim heads, medium head. It doesn't matter. Okay, fatheads is what they're known for, because and who better of a spokesperson than the guy with the largest dome on the planet. And Rico's been with us since 2005. 2005. 19 years next year. Rico and Fatheads and the ADRL have been in each other's lives. But fatheadseyewear.com, you can also get them and bring your prescription to any Walmart eye center in the country, and you can get Fatheads glasses similar to these beauties that I got right here. So
love them.
Can't thank our girl Selena Mikos enough. Oh, I got a hit. Just one little email. Got a hit. we're going to have new desks this time in a couple weeks. Got somebody that's wanting our desks, bro. Because you can buy.
There's
anything.
a lot of it's not just the equipment
No,
that they would be getting, right? They as well get the magic.
The magic that's been going into those desks for the last several months. Yeah. So, yeah,
there's a lot of it.
It's like you would much rather have a game used jersey than you would a brand new one off the shelf. At least I would. I think most sports fans would.
Guess it depends on who's using it.
Yeah, how stinky they are. The good news is anybody that knows me knows my level of OCD is through the roof. So everything's going to be nice and clean. So thanks to our friends Selena Mikos and her team at BetterOfficeFurniture.com. Visit BetterOfficeFurniture.com. You can get all kinds of cool shit.
They got really good stuff, man.
They really do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we only partner with the best.
It was really cool going in,
and we're sitting in front of a table.
It was cool going into her office, and they had just went through the acquisition of all the office furniture from that old bank.
Oh yeah,
and they had the artwork from the 1700s, 1800s. I was like, whoa! What's this? I'm holding it up. I'm like, oh, check this out. She's like, oh, hey,
yeah,
that's really old. I'm like, oh. Okay,
it's like 3,000 years old, and Fear's just tossing it around like, hey, look at this.
Felt like I was on the corner spinning a.
It's not a real Picasso.
Sign.
Oh, but it is.
but it is a real Picasso.
So we found that out the hard way. Man, it's so cool to be able to look down every day and think of my friend Alec Ingram, who passed over to the other side several years ago, and then Emily Lenneman, my sweet Emily, who passed away. Not bringing negative vibes; these are positive vibes, and went to be with her father Jeff. On the exact same day, a year earlier, so on December the 12th of 2015, Emily passed away. The time on her time of death and Maverick's time of birth on December the 12th, exactly 1 year later, or exactly the same. And our nurse in the maternity ward's name was Kim. That's Emily's mom.
That's crazy.
Let that settle with you, but they're always
settle
with
it
me,
in.
and I get to think about them every day. So, and then of course my bracelet here. John Winberry, miss you, buddy. Love the Winberry family. So back to the task at hand, Dr. Fierce.
Yes.
It's not Dax's birthday. It's not Jess's birthday. Jess's birthday was on June 23rd. Week ago tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Daxton Don's birthday was way back on May the 13th. I put up a post wishing Jess a happy birthday and inviting ADRL Nation to join in and wish her a happy birthday as well. And wouldn't you know it, I put up all my favorite photos of Jess and Maverick and Brooklyn and Kenny and Joey, Maddie, everybody, all six of our beautiful children. And I put my favorite picture of her and Dax, which is the first time that she held him. They were both sleeping so peacefully. He was laying across her chest and just, still got the hospital stuff on and everything. At some point, people started congratulating Jess and I on our new addition, including, I might add, and I'm not the only person that needs Fathead's prescription glasses from Walmart. A few people that were down in Texas with us that were hanging out with Dax and were hanging out with Jess, who is, I'm down with the thickness, as the song says. But my girl ain't prego, and ain't nobody mistaking her for being prego. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I mean, not with that body. So Dax was there, Jess was there, but there were several people that were at Dragpalooza a few weeks back, XRP, Ferris, Texas, that were congratulating Jess and I on the new baby.
Wow.
That's, I'm just a little befuddled, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that funny post this morning. If you get a chance, you can check it out on my Facebook page. And I basically just said, listen, there's no new baby. It was just a photo. It was one of my favorite photos. I could see the misunderstanding, cleared it up. It wasn't 5 minutes later, people are posting now, congratulations, happy birthday, Dax, on and on and on. And I'm like, no, stop, shut it down. Shut it down. And they kept going. Even after I said stop and re-explained it, people were still commenting. So that leads me to a question. Do you read your Facebook posts, or do you just look at the picture and then just make whatever presumptions? Because assumption's the mother of all flub-ups.
That's right, it is.
So
if I'm on Facebook and I'm going through the threads, I do take the time to read
fair enough
what they've taken the time to write on there. Well, I don't just picture look.
I can tell you a lot of my friends on social media do not.
Clearly.
Yeah. And it took getting a call from Greg Zubko with VA Inc., the official event t-shirt, ADRL event t-shirt provider, which we'll have some fun stuff to talk about in a minute, of the ADRL, who's actually down in Aruba right now visiting the Eamon family. He's on vacation. He's not back till like the 11th. He made sure he sent me pictures of himself with his feet up in the cabana and all that to rub it in.
Yeah, of course.
I had to send him a picture back of the ADRL spring drags at Cordova Dragway in 2013 when young Trevor Eamon, son of Vin Eamon, got the first ADRL Extreme Pro Stock win for Team Aruba. For those of you that don't know, Vin, the team owner, and Trevor, the driver, Vin's brother, Mike, is the prime minister of Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go visit over there, we're actually guests of the prime minister. So that'll be something that you and Lori and Jess and I get to do this winter. I think you're going to have a blast.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So I told Greg, I said, listen, I shared the picture of Mike, the prime minister Eamon, as I guess we would call him officially. I shared the picture. It was absolutely awesome.
It does sound
great, and they had
like a good time.
Flag wrapped around them, and Anouk, their niece, was there. It was just an all around amazing thing. So, Extreme Pro Stock. As I get a note, because we're transparent, right? I get a note from producer Adam on the screen. We're 12 minutes in. Any racing topic? Adam, are you not familiar with Extreme Pro Stock? I mean, we're talking about racing as you post that note, so I got to break your balls a little bit here.
We're talking about Facebook posts and birthdays, but I guess it all ties in.
I mean, it kind of all does tie in if you just let me carry.
I'm just trying to keep, me.
You fat bastard. He's saying back
job.
there. He's back there. Anyway,
that's all good.
So we'll jump into some racing stuff because we do have this event coming up. Producer Adam. Dragstock 2023 at the Rockingham Dragway. Got to have a pre-event call, our initial one with the great people, Dan Van Horn, Al Generelli, the new owners down there. Of course, Jim and Jackie Howard. Want to wish a happy birthday. I believe it was yesterday to Jim Howard. They're down on a boat somewhere celebrating him and Jack. And
I'd like to say something in regards to that. Dan and Al, I can only hope that we continue to deal with that level of professionalism with every venue that we.
It's incredible, right?
That we
and the passion
attend to. Yeah, I mean, the attention to detail, the everything. And of course, I could tell there's some veteran blood in there, man. When you talk about details and initiative and all those attributes that generated a good character of somebody. Dan's there. I don't really know Al, but they're a team. Birds of a feather flock together. So
yeah.
And
we've been very blessed this year. I mean, look, we roll into XRP, Clyde and Amanda Scott's place, obviously deeply passionate. Galen and Celeste, fantastic to work with. The entire crew at XRP,
100%.
All the way down to the chief starter, who's got the best name in drag racing.
Chief starter,
right in the middle where we were standing for the finals.
Or Grim?
Grim.
Oh, yeah. I love Grim, dude. What a cool cat.
Grim.
Yeah, Grim's the man.
Speaking of birthdays and OBs, the nice lady that delivered Dax. The nice lady that delivered Dax. I mean, if you're going to be an OB and your name is Dr. Grim, you just have to change your name. You can't be an OB delivering babies and have the name. And I love you, Dr. Mary Grim. You helped two of my babies come out.
Did she deliver in red or black?
Interesting. There was a sickle sitting in the corner that kind of looked like, I didn't know what was going on, and a cape, but it
is pretty grim.
It is pretty grim.
Gown have a hood.
What are you most excited about? Drag stock. Now, I can tell you that it's almost hard for me to fathom. I was talking to my son, KJ, a former drag stock winner back in 2008. KJ won the Pro Junior Dragster class at Drag Stock, one of his 2-minute men. And we were just chatting. I'm like, hey, buddy, can you believe it's been 20 years this October since the first Drag Stock? I mean, for me, as I often joke, that was 4 kids and a wife ago. So, and that event will always go down. And we've done a lot of amazing things. Humbly, the Drag Stock 06 with the first free ticket event, which really put us on the map and just absolutely blasted us into the stratosphere of not just drag racing, but in motorsports in general, and all the features that were done on CNBC and St. Louis Business Journal and things about our business model and how well that business model, we adapted that and made it work, and
great articles
are still making it work. But I'm thinking to myself going into this, what my fondest memory of that will always be the first car that came out. Hugh Scott, anybody that knows the ADRL Pro Extreme or Outlaw Pro Mod back in the day, as they were called, Hugh Scott's one of the original outlaws, original badasses from Alabama. I mean, just tough as nails. And he came up during testing. He was going to be the first car to ever hit the water box and do a burnout in the ADRL history. And he subsequently turns it sideways and goes off to then the House of Hook Carolina Dragway in Jackson, South Carolina, had a little grass between the walls and the track. They've updated and changed some things since, but Hugh went off into the grass. A lot of tracks did back then. Hugh went off into the grass and he backs up and just shuts it off right in the water. And I'm like, okay, first time ever promoting my own drag race, having done the NHRA AMS Staff Leasing Pro Mod Challenge. Thank you, Dave Wood. Hugh Scott says, hey, Kenny. And I walk over and he says, can I go again? I'm like, of course you can go again. What are you waiting for? And he's like, will you get somebody to clean the grass off my tires? And I looked him dead in the eye and I'm like, Hugh, isn't that what the burnout's for? Good point. He just fires that bitch right back up, does his burnout, goes down through there. Don't even remember the lap time, but that was the first memory of the ADRL. And I realized to myself, these outlaws are just absolutely, completely crazy and out of control. And then Jason Scruggs and Frankie Taylor, and the list goes on and on.
And even if they seem cool, calm, and collected, because you have to be ice cold. You know, there's a storm underneath that calmness.
100%.
There's crazy hiding underneath there, man. You got to be.
Still waters run deep.
They do. Indeed, they do. And those waters are full of sharks right now. And want to give a shout out and congratulations to former ADRL Pro Extreme World Champion and the first person ever to go 200 miles per hour in a door slammer to the 8th mile. Racing Jason Scruggs, the Mississippi Missile, went up to Norwalk, Ohio, kicked all their asses. I mean, I'm talking he absolutely ran the table on them. Low qualifier, top speed, low ET, just on and on and on. Blast through 4 rounds of competition. Not only did he get his first NHRA Wally, he also got the infamous ice cream scoop from Bill Bader Jr. at Norwalk, the proprietor there at Summit Racing Equipment Motorsports Park in Norwalk, Ohio. So badass, Jason. Now it's time to come to drag stock.
Congratulations, buddy.
And with no disrespect, because they're all invited, they can all come play in the waters too. Just can't hide behind a rule book to do it or worry about, oh man, if I run fast, they're going to make my car really heavy next week. And I don't know what to do. And oh, if a screw blower does this or a Pro Charger does that. Shoo, little fly. We got things to do, and it's called getting to that 660-foot mark as fast as you possibly can. And as Frankie Taylor said so famously, I'll throw out my only F-bomb of the night. If your 60-foot time starts with a 0.9, you're already fucked.
Already.
So, I mean, if you're not in the 0.89 whatever range or quicker, as Clyde Scott and a few Frankie and Bubba Stanton went in Texas with 130 water grains and 130-degree track temperature and 104, and the corrected altitude, I think, was at 3,500 feet, 3,600 feet. We're going to have just the opposite conditions.
So tell me, so what are your thoughts? So it's fall, North Carolina.
Ooh.
It's going to be nice and crispy air.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on some ETs?
But before I say that, let me preface it with this. Having been in Rockingham that time of the year once before at an IHRA national event when I was running Top Sportsman, the only concern I would have during that Friday night session that should be mine shaft conditions, and I know that Al,
I don't know what that means. Can you explain
mine shaft
what
conditions?
Mine shaft
just
conditions
means
are?
like absolutely perfect conditions, like a mine shaft. You're going to blow things up, and I don't know the actual definition. I just know that the best conditions in drag racing are referred to as mine shaft conditions. So
all right, there
maybe
you go.
producer Adam, you can Google that, or Jason Byers or Nicholas Ray.
I didn't know.
The Cajuns. Somebody can tell us what's
mine
going
shaft
on.
Conditions,
But mine shaft conditions, yes. So at any rate, and I want to remind everybody, we're on Thursday nights now. because
Yes.
I had a whole bunch of people text me
What happened?
Tuesday, where the hell were you? What's going on? I mean, we put it out there, but maybe we didn't do, and I'll own it. I didn't
That's
do
all
a
right.
good enough job of letting everybody know, is what it is.
Yeah.
But mineshaft conditions, can you pull that up?
Yeah, we're looking into it.
Yeah. All right. We got
I
producer
got the
Adam
whole
on
staff
it behind the
back here
scenes.
working on it.
He's got his entire team in there. Can you show us a photo of the staff that you're working with in there, producer Adam? Quick little glimpse. There it is. Look at that. Look at all those people, man. God, how many people are on payroll? One. Yeah, just one.
It's excessive.
It is. It really is. We're going to have to cut back a little bit, Dr. Fears. I'm afraid that was a whole lot of people in one little control room.
Yeah. Our payroll expenses are getting a little out of control.
They really are. We're going to have to reel them back in. So while he's looking up that, I want to remind everybody, eventually in the coming weeks and months, we're going to transition the show to our YouTube channel. It's at ADRL Tour on YouTube. Some of you are probably watching. If you haven't on YouTube right now, a lot of people are used to watching on Facebook, and you'll be able to watch the replays or click through. But we want to start airing this show on YouTube for a variety of reasons. That's going to be sort of our home base for any hugely successful entertainment property like the ADRL. You want YouTube to be your base when it comes to everything, and then you use other social media to plug people that way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So just remember it.
There you go, Jason.
YouTube.com at
There's just perfect and
ADRL
cool.
Tour. Yeah, I mean it is, and that's essentially what it is. I wondered, Jason Byers, what the
low humidity, cool
mine shaft. In other words, I get all the reasons with apologies, but
damn right, Ray. 40s and 30s, baby, bring them.
No, 30s. We're ways off from there, and I am optimistic too. Some people would say that statement's pessimistic. It's not. I'm an optimist with experience. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not being pessimistic.
Again,
30's not going to happen down there.
I think
and
about
I don't
the
say
record.
never.
What's
and
the
no.
record?
The record's 47.
47, and that was how long ago?
Frankie Taylor. That was a decade ago.
And we know that technology has made tremendous advancements since then.
Yeah, and nobody's had to lean on their stuff because everybody was
right.
throwing weight on them and doing all this, which ultimately led to the short-lived, pun intended, demise of Pro Extreme. As a matter of fact, one of our favorite industry magazines, Drag Illustrated, did an article, and I was actually interviewed by my former employee, Josh Hatchett, who used to run and handle all of our media and everything is related to the ADRL back in the day. And it was about the death of Pro Extreme. And I remember thinking then that it's not dead. It's just hanging out, waiting for somebody to revive it. And here we are.
That's right.
So no hiding behind those rule books. Leave those rule books in Norwalk or whatever your last race with rules was, because when you come down to the rock, Pro Extreme is going to be insane, as is Pro Nitrous. We'll see how many heavy hitters end up down there. There's only one right now that I can absolutely assure you is going to have a target on his back, and that will be next week's guest, Travis Harvey, the Carolina Kid. He'll be right here live from Piedmont Dragway. He'll be racing the Big Dog, which is first Thursday of every month. Our technical director, Rick Moore. Rick is the general manager at Piedmont Dragway, working for Ron Cynical and his team of people, Cynical Construction and the gang down there just outside of Greensboro, North Carolina. They are absolutely, they put on the most impressive once a month show. I would say that only what Clyde and Galen are doing at XRP would rival it. But it's on a Thursday night. They pack the place to the gills, and they have 8 to 12, sometimes 15 of the baddest door slammers on the planet. Nitrous, Pro Chargers, screw blowers, roots blowers, turbos. They run a Thursday night program that'll be killer. We're going to get to go to one in the weeks leading up, in the months leading up to Rockingham. I can't wait to take you to your first Big Dog. And Travis Harvey, the Carolina Kid, who's a Big Dog badass, will be down there racing Big Dog, and he'll be joining us live right here on Adrenaline around 8:15 Eastern, 7:15. He'll be joining us next week.
Be there Kid, or be
not there. Right. Yeah. He was going to say square, but I beat him to it. So Travis Harvey's going to be running both Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous double duty down there. He does that a lot in PDRA. He runs Pro Boost and Pro Nitrous, but they're going to take the weight and all the extra things that you don't need for Pro Extreme
and bury them.
We don't forget, we'll talk about that funeral service coming up. But Travis Harvey, the Carolina Kid, our guest right here next week. I'm going to try to get his partner with the Carolina No Time series. I'm going to try to get Lance Stanford to come on as well, because what a great promoter, and they've got their own great promotion, and we've got some exciting things to share in that regard. So that'll be your tease for next week's episode. Travis Harvey, the Carolina Kid, will also unveil who's going to be on the event ticket. It's like the Madden cover. Everybody wants on.
That's right.
Nobody knows who's going to be on. Clyde Scott, and everybody says, oh, well, it's just because it was his track, et cetera, et cetera. No. The guy's a certified badass.
Why he was on the
exactly. Show. Thank you. All the haters that were, he's just kissing Clyde's ass because he need putting him on the t-shirt.
Let me tell you something. Clyde laid it down.
He did. And he's already got him talking and wound up. And, I was talking to two-time Pro Extreme World Champion Bubba Stanton, who's he's in Tennessee right now. He is down there, his son Wes, playing in a baseball tournament. And Bubba said they might have just wanted to leave that cotton farmer on a tractor in Mississippi, because when he unloads that badass Jerry Bickle hot rod down there, Jason Scruggs can literally knock the scoreboard over at any time. So with apologies to Alan Dan and all that new timing equipment they put in, there's a pretty good chance on Friday night.
Can you explain to me what knocking the scoreboards over?
It's just it's a slang term for just making a ridiculously fast run.
Oh,
like when somebody goes 000 on the tree, we call it knocking the tree over.
What if you go double 000?
We call it cheating.
Good God, man. This guy and we're at Wiley's place. You've all heard the story. Let me say it one more time. Dr. Fears,
it won't be the last
first
time.
Night on the tree, using double buttons. He goes 000 in both lanes, and I'll never, ever hear the end of it. Although I did send you Maverick in two different types of vehicles. Did that on
I saw that.
That Forza Motorsports. So 000's bottom bulbing it. That's when you find out what you're made of. The Pro Tree, it's awesome. You can do some cool shit. But the next time that we hit that practice tree, as a matter of fact, Porta Tree, if you're listening out there, I would like a practice tree for right here in the
oh my God, that's
ADRL
a great
studios.
idea, bro.
So Porta Tree, you want to be the official practice tree of the American Drag Racing League, and I know you do. Then send us a nice practice tree, and we'll put it right there, and we'll hit that thing at the end of each show and see who walks out of here the king. So, and we're going to be doing a little bottom bulb foot breaking. So I'm just telling you, I know you don't know what that means, but that's where you separate the men from the boys when it comes to, or the women from the little girls, as
bottom bulb foot breaking.
Oh, brother. So which
I have no idea what that means. Would you care to elaborate, or are we going to hold off on that?
I don't mind continuing as the professor of adrenaline, and you being the doctor. Professors teach doctors, so sure. I don't mind giving you a little instruction, a little tutorial, humbly.
Mm-hmm.
Foot braking is when, much like in a junior dragster, when you've got the three ambers coming down, when that third one hits, that's when you have to react to it. There's no electronics, there's no buttons, there's no anything. You're swapping feet. Our own Frog, the legendary Frog, Gerald Neese, Houston Neese. He's got like 30 names, but Frog's the only one that he needs. Frog is one of the best bottom bulb racers on the planet. Fact. Former ADRL announcer Brett Kepner, also one of the most badasses on the planet. So what Big Head Fears getting anything done?
We're not going to get anything done because we're practicing.
We don't get anything done anyway. Actually, that's not true. We have had a week.
We actually get a tremendous amount.
We've had a week, right? Come on with it.
That's what we do.
When we start unveiling some of these sponsorships, not just for Dragstock, but for the 2024 20th anniversary tour. Wow. I am super stoked. The people in our marketing department have been working their asses off. And I mean that literally, working their asses off around the clock. And I'm just humbled to be able to quarterback that team, man. It's a group of dedicated soldiers.
Jason said the foot brake bottom bulbs are the baddest racers.
100%.
You want to pull that up again? What
100%.
I don't want to. Bottom bulb foot brake racers are the best.
Yeah, they're the truest badasses,
in the world of racing.
These guys, I'm just telling you, Fears, to swap feet and to consistently, and I mean consistently, go 00 this, 00 that. Sometimes the occasional 000 bulb will pop up. Again, you have no electronics. So no delay boxes. You don't leave on that first flash and then set up your box to put enough delay in it, and
To get through the bulbs.
similar to what we were doing the other night
Right.
at Wiley's bar. There's delay built in there, even on the Pro Tree, because you can react quick enough. There's some people in Pro Extreme. I know Bubba Stanton has one. I'm pretty sure Jason Scruggs and some others have an actual delay box in there because they react so quickly off of the button that they could red light even on a Pro Tree. And when I say that, I mean they're seeing the actual ambers and reacting to it, but they react so fast that sometimes they'll go red. So they'll roll a few numbers into the delay box and just create a delay between them letting go of the button and the car actually leaving. So foot brake racers are badass, and we're hoping we're going to have Bad Bird.
Not yet, Bad Bird.
We will very, very soon. Very, very soon.
Oh,
as
just
in
wait.
We're debuting it on next week's show. That's what we were talking
right.
about before ADD kicked in. We'll see who the cover athlete is, if you will, because these are some of the most badass athletes on the planet, these Pro Extreme, Pro Nitrous pilots. We'll see who when you get the cover, that means you get, like Clyde did, and earned it, and then showed exactly why. Clyde, you get the free ticket, hundreds of thousands of them. In this case, for drag stock, we're back to 1 million. You get those event posters that are hung up in every convenience store and auto parts store and grocery store and high school and church and within 50 to 75 miles of the track. And then you're also featured on the event t-shirt designed by Greg Azubko and VA Inc. So with that, Prince Adam, are you ready to unveil Eddie Holland's masterpiece that is the drag stock logo? Are we there yet?
We can be there shortly.
Look at this. So while he's doing that, I'll just give a little background. Rod Burke with Burke Designs, one of the greatest in the game. He's so overwhelmingly busy with professional and family and all the things that are going on, that we commissioned Eddie Holland with Eddie Holland Designs. We commissioned Eddie Holland. Now are the fans seeing that, or am I just seeing that?
Nope, that's going out there.
Oh, look at that. There it is,
everybody.
ladies and gentlemen. The 20 Years of Speed, 2004 to 2023 at the Rockingham Dragway, Dragstock 2023. There's that beautiful logo done by Eddie Holland and Eddie Holland Designs. Absolutely.
Dude, he's so good.
He is. He really is. And, again, my love and loyalty, Rod Burke Designs, always be my dude. But it was absolutely a pleasure working with Eddie. And then he came down in his hot rod with one of the Fisher brothers. One was driving for Big Jim Phillips and Big Nasty and Pro Extreme. The other Fisher brother, or maybe he's the Fisher brother, and the other one was driving the Pro Extreme car, went down and runnered up in the 5.0 index class with Eddie's badass hot rod. So that was cool. He almost got to have a t-shirt. Absolutely almost got
For
to
sure.
have a t-shirt.
Got to get a t-shirt.
Not just a t-shirt. I saw Jason Byers comment. He almost got a Minuteman with the logo that he designed on it.
Are they going to
Just
have
a
those
couple
on tie-dye?
Couple thousand. Are we going to have them on tie-dye? Bro,
I mean,
come on.
The guy just
Jess, honey, are you watching? Can you let them know? We've already started working on that. But great minds think alike. So
darn right.
yes, they will be on tie-dye. So can you put that logo up one more time? That is the official, and we'll post it after the show. But that is the new 2020 Years of Speed drag stock logo by our good friend Eddie Holland and Eddie Holland Designs. Man, that thing is absolutely sexy. Cannot wait to see it on.
I love it. It looks so
event
good.
T-shirts, merchandise. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff. It is the 20th edition. My son Maverick, who fancies himself quite a mathematician at 6 years old, says, "Dad, that's wrong." And I said, "How's that, son?" And he says, "It can't be the 20th edition." I said, "I didn't say anniversary." Hi, honey. I didn't say anniversary.
Hi, Jess.
I said it's 20 years. You got to count the first year. So 20. If I was married in 2010, my 10th anniversary is 2020. Correct? I celebrated that a couple years back. Getting ready to celebrate my 13th in 2023. But when you're holding an event and the first one is in 2004, the 20th one is in 2003, because you got to count the first one. You following me there?
I get it. I get it.
So Maverick, Mr. Know-It-All, although he was making a good point. And he's like, well, just don't call it an anniversary then.
Well, and it's a great point for being 6 years old.
Yeah, well, he gets that from his mother. Obviously, he didn't get the intelligence from me. He got the good looks. So speaking of good looks and my wife, Jess.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Honey. You're very welcome.
Not about.
I was just wondering if we're getting ready to go live with those with the ADRL merchandise. You've got yours on.
I just happen to have mine on.
Do you mind sharing the back with everybody? I know you got your earpieces and all that fancy stuff in. Turn around. Let's see the back of that baby. Yeah, go ahead. No, you're going to be too close. You're waiting. Oh, you're scaring the kids, man. Come around behind the table.
Good
here,
Christ, what just happened?
What the hell was that? There it is. Clyde Scott, Dragpalooza, Greg Azubko, VA Inc. Apparel did got the iconic Outlaw Pro Mods logo on it. We were in Texas, of course, so we incorporated, Greg and I, when we were going through design, Eddie Holland's beautiful Dragpalooza 2023 logo, the XRP logo, and there the Texas flag. We got a cowboy out here with cacti, the moon behind him. And, I got a little grief from a few Texans. They're like, how come there's cactus on that there shirt, man? Cactuses are from Arizona. And I'm like, fellas, there are more species of cacti in Texas than any other state, period.
Mic drop.
I've lived here my whole life. I didn't know that. Well, I didn't either until I Googled it.
Mic drop.
But I do know now. So, Jess, just a thumbs up or a thumbs down is all we're looking for. Because after the last call that Dr. Fears made and I, for those of you that don't know, Jess has been handling, what did she say there? I'm just waiting for your go ahead. Well, just go ahead at this point. It's not, we're halfway through the show. We're going to give you 2 thumbs up, Jess. Do it. Make it going. The shop is going to be open as soon as Jess, who we appreciate while we were interviewing people to take over and still are, but
to answer his question real quick, the shirts you can find on our website.
Yes.
And then there'll be links in social media to take you to the website as well.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that link right now. Just go to ADRLtour.com. Jason or anybody else, Jason Byers, anybody else that's watching, and you can grab that Dragpalooza event shirt, and there'll be lots of ADRL merchandise coming out. Every week we're going to try to debut something new and exciting through our apparel provider, and we'll put it up on ADRLtour.com. So just click on the store tab, go there. Jess, if you don't mind, leaning on you one last time before you exit as the interim web master for the ADRL tour. Maybe put a nice link up there on the homepage so people can go right to it, and you can use that beautiful Dragpalooza t-shirt image. Pick whichever color you want, because we got gray. It's gorgeous. We got black, and then we got that bright red, kind of like this right here. So bright red, all colors, all sizes currently available. But here's what I will tell you about an event t-shirt. We will not reproduce more once they're gone. So look at that. There it is, the Adrenaline Zone online.
Yay.
Okay, can you bring that back up, Adam,
Jess,
please?
I love you. You're a badass.
Please, can we bring that back up? We're going to get really technical at some point and be able to do something even cooler. But there it is. The Adrenaline Zone online is now open right now. You can get a red, black, or gray event shirt, sizes all the way from youth medium to adult 4XL.
And get them while they last.
Yeah, because and that's the point I was making.
It's limited
edition, whatever's left.
Edition, limited run.
This is one of the few times that we actually had more than we sold at the track because of the weather that moved in on Saturday. The crowd was down tremendously, but we sold a shit crazy amount of
yeah,
it was really unbelievable.
Shocked, actually.
And appreciate Corey and Amanda Ford.
I now almost wish I would have
Adrenaline Zone
taken a couple more.
Yeah,
other than just the one. Yeah, because they're limited runs.
Taking them.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Purchasing them.
Yeah, because we made an agreement.
We did make an agreement. We don't take anything.
No, we purchase everything just like you fans.
Absolutely.
And we did. And I walked right over there and handed Amanda cash for mine as you did for yours.
That's
now,
right.
The ADRL staff is traditionally, and we continued that tradition, each ADRL staff member can pick out whichever color or size they want. Just one, but if they need some for their cousin and their aunt and uncle, listen, we're in this deal to generate revenue and make money. I mean, for goodness sakes, we give our tickets away. So
yes,
we got to sell some merch and
that's right.
Park some cars, and most importantly, sell some sponsorships.
We'll sell shirts. However, it's free to stream or run video or take pictures at any of our events if you choose to do so.
Yeah, there's nobody telling us, especially NC Pro Modder. Jay, who's up, I was watching a little of his live stream today. They are up at Empire Dragway, where you and I are going to be visiting here over the summer. Going to go see our friend Patrick up there at Empire Dragway. They're having their Northeast Outlaw Pro Mod Association. Listen, there are associations that have been around and have survived the test of time. And I just have to say that the NOPM has done that, and they're having a kick-ass race up there this weekend. A lot of heavy hitters there. I saw Mike Decker testing this morning, Junior. I saw Johnny Camp with his new Pro Charged car while he's getting the other one redone. Who else did I see? Oh, Matt Gunther and his Pro Nitrous car. I think Tommy Gray's on the property, so a bunch of people. So if you want to watch that Northeast Outlaw Pro Mod Association event, along with, in conjunction with Bruce Mellenbacher's PMRA from Canada, having a little event up there in Western New York, the Empire Dragway, managed by our good friend Patrick Budd. So good luck to all those guys and gals this weekend. Looking forward to it. But yeah, man, just absolutely, if you would, please, you're in desperate need of an ADRL flat bill hat. Well, won't you be excited come next Thursday? We'll talk about that then. Carolina Kid's joining us next week. Did I mention that? I'm so freaking excited. Where do you meet this kid, man?
I can't wait.
I still call him a kid. He's a grown-ass man, and he's got a successful
so much
company,
about him.
But he, I'm just telling you, I think he's one of the best wheelmen in the history of door slammer racing, and he's proven it time and time and time again. So, yeah, absolutely, Jason. They had some in the trail. Yes, they did. They did. They, as in us. So we'll have those. I'll just go ahead and tell you, we will have flat bills and hats available at the Adrenaline Zone online. Probably the middle of next week. We're just working with our vendor, and we're working with Corey and Amanda, and we just got to get the inventory in, because the last thing we want to do is have somebody order something and not be able to ship it out that same day. So
that's right.
Same day shipping on all orders at the ADRL. And Tommy Gray and Steve King are both up in New York. Thanks, brother Nick Rabe. So lots of badasses. So looking forward to having them. If in fact you love the ADRL as much as I do, Dr. Fears, let's go back to what we were talking about.
That's a silly comment.
Back. I know. So yeah, everybody that's ever been to one, you can't not love it. Once you go the first one, you're hooked
for sure.
I watched your family who had never been convert to. Actually, that's not true. One of our executive vice presidents, your mom Bonnie, who did a phenomenal job down there at XRP, running and corralling, along with your brother Justin and your sister-in-law Nikki. The whole Fears group took over that parking lot and just crushed it. Bonnie and Danny, your stepdad, have been to an ADRL event before. They went way back in 2006 to their first one when Jason Aldean was playing in concert. We were still selling tickets. So now the lady that's running the parking area at our events and overseeing all the finances, that Miss Bonnie Moore, she's giving tickets away when she actually has already purchased ADRL tickets way back in 2006 at the fatheads.com gateway drags, by the way. Fatheads
how about that?
So just throwing that out there. And that guy, Jason Aldean, he kind of became a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, a little bit.
With Bryant, sort of became a big deal.
Sort of became a big deal. A couple of OGs from the ADRL. So what else do we got on the show board tonight? You know what? The lit up show board behind us, I just want to tell you, producer Adam, has gone dark. So I'm going old school to the notes here. The Adrenaline Zone online, we're all good there. Carolina Kids coming on. You were asking about ETs. I absolutely think Frankie Taylor's 347 is going the way of the dodo bird. Gone. Yep. Gone. I mean, look, Frankie will tell you, and Clyde will tell you the same thing, that they were, and everybody's going to say coulda, woulda, shoulda. Those cars were the track was so good, and Galen did such a phenomenal job, as Jim Howard will do and has done all the years at Montgomery when he was running Montgomery Motorsports Park, which is now, I believe, Capital City Motorsports Park, or Capital City Dragway. I'm not sure which. At any rate, everybody calls it Montgomery still. Kind of like we still call Riverport, although it's been sponsored by 100 things. For those of you from St. Louis, you know exactly what we're talking about. From those of you that aren't from St. Louis, maybe you should have been. Where'd you go to high school? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh shit, here we go.
No, so our good friend Jim and Jackie Howard. Jim will be prepping the track down there. So anybody that thinks that there'll be a regression from the amazing job that Galen and his staff and Grimm and everybody did down at Clyde and Amanda Scott's Palace.
Oh, the track will still
the track prep.
Peel the sole off the bottom of your foot. It will
literally. Yeah, as the
somebody
Cajun, the Cajun knows.
Showed us.
Cajun, how are the feet healing? Are they healing, brother?
Hope they're healing all right.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody's foot pad stuck to a track. That was pretty disturbing, but incredible all in the same.
Yes, indeed. Look at that. It worked perfect. Producer Adam, under the American Drag Racing League handle there, just purchased an event T-shirt from Dragpalooza and said it worked perfect.
Hey,
There you go.
of course it did.
We accept all major credit cards, and yeah. So how about that?
Soon we'll be collecting. Soon we'll accept cryptocurrency.
Yeah, don't talk over my head, Bankman Fried or whatever.
We'll be taking Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's it, though.
Okay. So, and we will, and we did, and we will continue to do so. You can now not only pay for your parking at the, which is the only thing you're coming out of pocket for at an ADRL event. Bring a school bus, doesn't matter. It's $20 to park.
That's right.
We take all major credit cards in the parking lots too. Where traditionally, prior to this Dragpalooza event, back on June 9th and 10th, we had never accepted credit cards. It was cash only at the parking entrance for spectators. Not anymore.
Yeah, bring your
We're all
wallets.
teched up with Square and all the buzzers and beepers and all that stuff. Thank you, Nikki Fierce. Made us an extra, I don't know, gazillion dollars. Because a lot more people, since the last time I did one of these, there are a lot of people using debit cards and such these days, friend. In case you didn't know.
It's so easy when you can just tap it.
Done. There you go.
You're not sliding anything. You're not punching numbers. You just boop, tap it.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Love
Technology is a wonderful thing. So back to the question that you posed earlier. I can absolutely tell you that Frankie Taylor's record is
What's
going
Robert
bye-bye.
talking about? Sorry. What's Robert talking about? We need to fill it up where the fire marshal
shuts it down again. Yeah, 2006, the fire marshal. We were a little more prepared for 07 and forward, but yeah. Fire marshal closed the gates in 06. First and only time in the history of any drag race anywhere that a fire marshal's come in. And if somebody knows of one that's happened somewhere else, enlighten me. The first drag race in history that the fire marshal actually came in, and it became a bar-like situation when the bar's at capacity. You got the guy at the door. Okay, 6 people left. We can bring 6 more people in the line. There was a constant, steady flow by the hundreds until the folks of Richmond County finally got wise to the game and are like, you know what? I'm not waiting in line that anymore. We can go all the way to the end of the facility here, which I believe, I don't know if it's north, south, east. No, it would actually be west. It was the west end gate because, and I only know that because Frog, the person who called me over the radio and said, boss, we got a problem. They tore the fence down here by the end of the track. They're coming in by the thousands. They're dragging coolers and babies and anything. I'm like, wait, what? And Steve Earwood, the former owner of Rockingham Dragway and promoter extraordinaire, reached over and he clicked my radio off and he set it down. And he clicked his radio off and he set it down and he looked me square in the eyes and he said, God damn, nothing else we can do about it. Lines to the restrooms were an hour and a half long.
You just take your deep breath.
We had run out of food. Yep, I just gave it the old. And the reason I know it's west is because back in the day, Frog was my crew chief when we were running Top Sportsman and Comp Eliminator, and we were testing at that IHRA event I was speaking of earlier when the deuce sat in a little bit, and they actually ran the final round of Pro Mod and Top Fuel qualifying all out of one lane because it was just too dewy to try to keep up with both lanes. Not going to be a problem with that new all concrete surface down there, 800 feet of it.
800. I thought it was 900.
I've been saying that mistakenly. So now I finally 800. Get it right, and you screwed up. Thanks. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it'll be phenomenal. But as I went to stage up for that evening qualifier, Rockingham has some of the most legendary sunsets in the world, and I think whoever originally owned it and built it would agree that they would have done it north to south had they had their druthers to do it over again. Because when you've got a track facing due west and the sun is setting, right in your eyes. So Frog is like waving me forward to stage the car.
Does that just bring another element of excitement?
It does. He was bringing me what's Clyde say? Just stop with the madman Frankie Taylor. I, Mr. Scott, already said he can't beat me.
Okay,
fair enough.
And again, Clyde, anyone.
That means anyone.
What does that mean?
That means anyone.
I'm still confused.
I love it because Clyde Scott's such a busy dude that he just jumps on the wife's similar to another guy that drives a badass fast red 69 Camaro with black stripes on it.
So simple.
Jason Scruggs.
Amen.
Alice, his beautiful wife, has social media. Amanda, Clyde's beautiful wife. Something about race cars and beautiful race drivers and beautiful women.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we all outkicked our coverage. Because listen, you line Jason, Clyde, and I up next to each other, and it's like the Three Stooges. Clyde would clearly win that beauty contest. Just credit where credit's due. I'd come in dead last, but Jason would be a close second. I mean, we look. I don't need to tell you. You're looking right at me. Anyway, Jason does he loves Amanda. I don't know how much he loves Clyde, but no, I'm kidding. It's going to be a hell of a war down there. I'm just telling you. And we're not even talking about the guys that weren't at XRP, because there's going to be a shit ton of those guys and perhaps gals in both Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous. Obviously, we didn't run Pro Nitrous at XRP, but there will be a shit ton of Pro Extreme heavy hitters that weren't able to get to that XRP event. And they better, because as always, this is the final race of 2023. We start earning points towards the World Championship in the categories that are contested at that event. And we'll be introducing those over the coming weeks as sponsorships come through and things of that nature. Every category contested here, Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous currently, those two professional categories, you'll be earning World Championship points towards the 2024 Battle for the Belts. Finish in the top 8, you're going to go to that fall Texas race, drag stock. Next year, the penultimate race, the second to last race. Shit, Clyde is drinking that Texas tea.
Oh, gotta love it.
Shit tons a lot. You know what it is, Clyde? I'll define it for you real simply. It's how much money you have. He understands clearly now. So I whip my my cord back around. It's how much money you have, Clyde Scott. A shit ton. And I already used
what
my
was that
F-bomb,
previous
so I can't say it
high
again.
from?
Is there somebody knocking at the door?
No, huh? That's just you popping in the mic.
No, it wasn't me popping. Somebody, Adam, what are you knocking on out there?
Detail on Motorsports and Troy Moe.
Yes,
that Anita and Richie.
Cousin, Anita and Richie. Happy belated birthday to my beautiful cousin
What's
Anita,
up, folks.
She had a birthday this week, and my cousin Richie, longtime drag racing fan. As you can see, He's got the NED. Clyde, gotcha. He understands now what a shit ton is.
He gets it.
Yeah. So I would have said the other word, but I already used my freebie. So, yeah. So happy birthday, George Cooley. There he is. George Cooley, Amanda, Corey Ford.
Yes.
Amanda's daddy, the original, the OG of the ADRL entire Midway merchandise world, ladies and gentlemen.
He's the OG. I've heard a lot about you,
George
sir.
Cooley is on the line.
Mr.
George,
Cooley, heard a lot about
who
you,
has
buddy.
got the thickest Pennsylvania accent ever. Love it. I mean, he could be in the middle of the Sahara Desert and say one word, and you're like, oh, Pennsylvania.
Does he carry the same swag as the Pennsylvanians?
George is a badass. I'm just going to tell you.
A
I
lot
saw
of folks
things get a little
just
heated
that
over in the
East Coast,
Midway in Virginia one year.
East Coast edge.
And George shut it down. I don't know if he's like black belts don't walk up and be like, hey, I'm a black belt, or I'm a third degree this, or
like
never
George,
know.
you would never know that.
You'd never know. George is just a straight silent killer, but things started to pop off one night in Virginia back in the heyday, and George just shut it down like immediately. So I don't know. I mean, he's a tall, strong guy, but his voice is just it's a booming. It's like my former high school football coach Steve Stahl. Same thing. He's got that voice and the chin, and just looks at you with a put the fear of God in you. So Jess says hi, George. Absolutely, everybody knows George and loves George. George, I even if it's just to come hang out, just come to Dragstock for the love of all that's holy. It's the 20th anniversary. No, I'm sorry, Maverick. It's the 20th edition, not anniversary. It's the 20th edition. Come on down, George. Join us. Jess will be there. Hello, how are you? I'm sorry to contact you so suddenly. It's one of those. Put it up.
We're
Come on.
hit on.
We all get those. I'm sorry to
Jessica.
contact you so suddenly.
Like
I'm Jessica. I'd
I'd
like to get to know you better. I sent an invitation, but unfortunately it was declined. I want you to do the same to read it. Thanks. How many of seriously, who are the people and where are they? Are they like in Bangladesh sitting in a bunch of cubicles in the basement?
We're talking about them. Hey,
shut them
presses
down. It is. But
for
seriously,
you guys.
it's enough already. And what's the benefit?
Hopping in on.
They got nothing else going on over in Russia.
Literally. I used
get
mine.
a clue.
No,
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there you go. I already used mine. So now you've used yours. We're out.
I've used mine.
So yes, there are 3 red 69 Camaros coming, putting $1,000 each and running for why the hell would you hide that comment? Clyde, again, that was producer Adam. Don't be throwing that at me. Producer Adam hiding Clyde Scott's comment. Of all the people on there, you're going to hide a comment as we get ready to wrap up the show.
It says hide when I put it up on the screen.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was
Forgive me.
for
There
the
was
world.
369 Camaros putting up 1,000 each.
The final qualifying winner takes all. I heard that it was 10,000, Clyde. I heard it was 10,000. So
maybe it was 10
with
overall.
Let's do it. He's in. And I promise you the Mississippi Missile and the Texas Slayer Bubba Stanton are in. So, and there's going to be some more people that also jump in there. So there's no doubt. You in, Clyde? He's like, oh, bro, there he goes again, man. Hey, last time it worked out okay for you. I'm just saying.
It did happen.
Saying you and Bubba
favor.
were going to go for 1,000, and I'm like, why waste everybody's time? You're from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Let's go for 10, and they did. And if I'm not mistaken, Clyde walked out of there with the stack.
2 stacks.
They will say I'm buying the pot. Clyde, God love you, brother. God love you. Before we sign off, don't forget next week's guest right here on our new night, Thursday nights from here until
on YouTube,
whenever, youtube.com at ADRL Tour, at ADRL Tour. What's Bonesy got to say there?
Clyde said, let's do it.
Clyde's in. He could always park and no campground next to the track. And absolutely. We don't want him parking at the campground to sell stuff, Bonesy. If he wants to sell, he comes right on the property.
Have you seen any updates on Wes's Purple People Eater?
Have I ever? Today, Wes sent me a picture straight from Larry Jeffers Race Cars in House Springs, Missouri. Wow, Wes Johnson. This thing is badass. Just wait. Look at that gorgeous paint on that baby.
And I've taken a liking to Wes, man. What a super cool.
Look at the paint on that.
Cool cat, dude.
Larry Jeffers Race Cars, they do everything from start to finish.
I mean, it doesn't get.
They design it, they build it, they paint it. Bullet Racing Engines can throw a bullet in there for you if you want, but the purple on that car, and I know you can't see it, and that's purposeful. I'm just teasing you.
You have to go to see
it. It will be unveiled, and Wes has already gave me the pinky promise, and you don't break a pinky promise to the big head, or I will crack your head open. I'm just telling you.
Are you saying that to Wes?
To Wes? No, I'm just kidding. Wes will beat the brakes off of me with
I would
one arm
not
tied
say that
behind
to
his
Wes.
back. But in all seriousness, we are going to unveil it in the coming weeks when it's ready and it's done and it's going to be picked up. We're going to unveil it right here on Adrenaline, the podcast. So Larry Jeffers Race Cars and his boys. And let me show you one quick other thing. And I hate doing this but look at that big, badass Larry Jeffers Race Cars rear end, and look at the polish on that thing. That's stunning.
That's beautiful. I mean, why wouldn't you want billet rear end like that?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Larry Jeffers Race Cars.
Surprised that they don't powder coat.
Absolutely.
But why when it's shiny?
You don't have to powder coat anything when you do it like Larry and the gang do right here in House Springs, Missouri. Candy apple purple. That thing is gorgeous. I don't know. Wes would have to tell us what the exact paint coat is if he's willing to do that. And I don't think he is, because he doesn't want anybody trying to duplicate or replicate. And I know Larry Jeffers got down there and he got his hands in the paint and he mixed up some magic. He didn't just go out and spray that coat, whatever it came from, House of Colors or whoever, Valspar, whoever provided the paint. I'm just telling you.
Did you say Valspar?
Valspar.
Do they do car paint?
Absolutely.
Oh, I thought that was interior home paint.
Richie Stevens Jr., I apologize.
I don't know anything.
He's a noob, but he's getting there.
I'm not a body guy, and I will always say that.
Clyde, he's relentless. It's called slow paint.
Clyde's on fire.
Oh, he is. That Texas tea is flowing in Montana tonight.
It's called
God bless. Paint. So before we sign off, Dr. Fears, the Adrenaline Zone online is up and rolling, baby. Get your Dragpalooza event shirts featuring the aforementioned Clyde Scott, Texas Most Wanted, and the Big Red Bear. Get that shirt. And you know what? Bring it to Dragstock, because Clyde will be there, and he can even sign it for you. Have you a little piece of history. So get your adrenalinezone.com. You can go to ADRLtour.com. Get your Dragpalooza event t-shirts, and we're going to be unveiling new merches
while they last.
Yes, Dragpalooza t-shirts are going to go.
It's a limited run.
And when they're gone. So get them. Jason Byers, if you haven't already done so, shame on you. You should have already gotten your Dragpalooza t-shirt. And you're probably going to need a large, because the way you keep shaping up and losing weight, you're like, are you going to jump into Pro Extreme, bro? Are you jumping into Pro Extreme? Because Jason Byers, much like Clyde Scott, much like Hank Stubbs, they're just shedding pounds and just getting ripped and lean, because they've taken all the weight they can out of the car. So there's only one.
I still can't believe Hank is the size that everybody's telling me.
Bro, Hank Stubbs has lost an entire Hank Stubbs. The previous version of Hank Stubbs looked like he ate the current version of Hank Stubbs twice.
Almost as same as Eric
I mean,
McClellan.
He was big fat daddy like me.
Have you seen? McClellan,
of course. Eric McClellan, one of the executives out of the Texas
this
Motorplex.
Used to be me.
He's like, that used to be me, all 400 pounds. Yeah, badass. Congratulations.
Good job for everybody on their health.
I'm trying, but it's not happening.
Dude, you're doing it. What are you talking about?
I know I am.
You're doing it, man.
I am. I'm vibing. Listen, things are a little looser on me since I'll be in a 1X at least by Dragstock, maybe a large. Just wait, and maybe I'll jump into a cheeseburger for Menace. That's right. Clyde Scott knows cheeseburger. We can't call him cheeseburger anymore. We call him like tuna salad or something.
Yeah, right. Call him broccoli.
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
fine.
He's not eating many cheeseburgers these days. So
Wes,
with that,
weight loss isn't going to help any of those guys.
Wow,
Oh,
wow,
love it,
Wes.
Wes.
Jumping right in. Another one of these couple. What is it with these pro extreme drivers? They're too cool to have their own Facebook, so they got to jump on the Wise. Why is Wes involved? Clyde says, God, I cannot wait till the roundtable. Listen, we're going to have a lot of great episodes leading up to Drag Stock 2023 at The Rock, September 29th and 30th. But that's September the 28th show. We are going to have a roundtable. You and I are just going to step back and just let these guys, producer Adam, just put all the editing machines away, put the NC-17 markup on it, and let these guys rock and roll, because we're going to have a roundtable of Pro Extreme at Drag Stock 2023 at The Rock, September 29th and 30th. On Thursday the 28th, you're going to want to tune in 8 Eastern, 7 Central, Adrenaline, the podcast, normally starring the Big Head and Fears. I forgot more about racing than Wes will ever know. Save it. I know you'll never run out, but save it for that September 28th Drag Stock edition of Adrenaline, the podcast. So Thursday nights, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, you can catch Dr. Fears, the Big Head, producer Adam. Next week, our special guest, none other than the legendary Carolina Kid, Travis Harvey, who will be at Big Dog at Piedmont Dragway racing. He's going to join us live from Big Dog. He might be in the car ready to make a lap. We don't know.
Guess
But
we'll
he's
wait and
joining
find
us
out.
live about 15 minutes into next week's show. So 8 Eastern, 7 Central, Adrenaline, the podcast, Thursday nights. Make sure that you join us on Thursday nights. So the Wax Shop, a great company, Nick Rabe, I'll give them a shout out anytime. And they should not only be working with you, you need to get them to work with the ADRL, because the Wax Shop's a great brand all the way back in the Star Racing. John Myers, the late John Myers, who is one of the greatest pro stock motorcycle riders of all time, gone way too soon. So, Jason's coming, Clyde. You can rest assured. So you stirred up the Mississippi Missile. He is locked and loaded and ready to come to Rockingham and smash some heads. So looking forward to next week as well. Jason Byers, remember, you can do like Jason and producer Adam and several other people have done already. Visit ADRLtour.com. Get your limited edition Dragpalooza t-shirts before they're gone, because when they're gone, they're gone. TMW will be there with some cash, no doubt in my mind. So with that,
Is he expecting not to do good?
Dan Van Horn, Al Generelli, you're exactly right, producer Adam.
Kick that hornet's nest.
And don't be hiding behind any
Smack it a few times.
don't be hiding behind any that legal, rule book racing. This is Pro Extreme. Okay? Pass Rick Moore's rigorous safety inspection. Get through tech. Let it rip, boys. We'll see you next Thursday night right here. ADRL Tour at ADRL Tour on YouTube. So if you're watching us on Facebook right now, do me a favor when the show ends. Go over to youtube.com, find at ADRL Tour. When you do, click that subscribe button so that you can continue to watch Adrenaline, because in the coming weeks, we don't know exactly the time frame yet, but in the coming weeks, the Big Head, Dr. Fears, and producer Adam are heading over to YouTube full time, and that's where you'll be able to catch it. So looking forward to it. You guys have an awesome rest of your week. Tomorrow's Friday, and then the weekend coming up. Happy 4th of July, America. Happy Independence Day. Thank you to all the men and women of our armed services who paid the ultimate sacrifice, and those who are continuing, and the families they left behind. Those who are continuing, yourself included, brother. Thank you for your service as always. Peace out. We'll see you next week right here, Thursday night. Happy Independence Day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Drink lots and lots of Yingling. Just saying.
Yeah, drink it. Peace and chick grease.
God bless.